Oh. What's up, everybody? Think every issue working. I've got audio, I've got video. Outstanding. We'll give it a minute, people to show up, and then we'll start. Where was I looking? I was looking here, live stream, excellent condition, outstanding. Okay, well, tonight I need to work on the FT5 again because I'm an idiot. Well, multiple reasons. Number one, it's printing great, fantastically actually. But with longer prints, the motor is getting increasingly hotter. And I think it's because the VREF was cranked way too high on that motor. And it was fine in Marlin, but in Clipper, it's struggling because we're clipping pretty fast in Clipper, clipping along pretty fast. So it's actually causing my PLA brackets to deform. Let me get one here that's I pulled off earlier. So look at the bend in that. Okay, it should be straight, but you can see how much it should be. It's like that. It's like cocking upwards. So yeah, it's not doing what it's supposed to do. Hey, Dan. So I reprinted it in PLA because I was like, crap, I forgot to print this in ABS. I couldn't even get it to print because it had already just gotten so hot that I can't get any prints off it anymore. So I've done twofold. I've reprinted this. I've already put a new one of these. Sorry, still some support material on here. I've already put one of these on today. Actually, I did it this morning. And I have to put another one on. And it just needs to last me long enough for one stinking print so I can print it in ABS. I swear, I'm going to poke myself in the hand by trying to pull this junk off. That's good enough. Good enough. Hey, Viking. So, but the issue is, Dan, is that you can't adjust the VREF in Clipper with this old board. You have to do it via the little potentiometer. So I'm going to go back here and work on this. Computer, turn on the Metroplex lights. So I've got my multimeter and everything down here. So I'm going to be back here for just a minute while I pull this old one off and I put the new one on. And then we're going to rotate the printer because I want to get this printed and then put the new one right back on, probably tomorrow when I get home from work. So yeah, I mean, this thing is sagging so freaking bad. It's just annoying. I'm also going to just pull the fan off while I'm back here because I've decided to go with a sponsor and get a aluminum bracket made. So I'm waiting to hear back from the sponsor if they're willing to do that for me. And if they are, I won't need the fan either way. But I don't need the fan, so I am going to pull it off at this time because I'm not going to be doing any PLA with this printer whatsoever. Okay, that's not working out well. Need to replace that screwdriver. The blade is chipped. Make sure the power positive lead is still in there. That is still in there. Fantastic. Pull that back up. Okay, so we can take the fan off. And we don't need these screws anymore. But so the aluminum bracket, what that's going to be for, since none of you can see what I'm working on right now, it's going to be to hold the ABO. And that's it on the back of this motor. It's going to be an aluminum, small aluminum bracket. I will at some point, I think it's right. I should probably 3D print it to make sure, but I'm using the same holes that this had. And I mean, the first version I made when I adjusted this fit without a problem, so I don't see why another version would not fit well. Okay, there's all that. Now I gotta take off the probe. Okay, and I got a bunch of washers here. So, there's that one. There's that one. And you need one. Okay, so out with the old, in with the new. Let's make sure the probe fits, which it does easily. And I'm actually going to cut off this bottom part, make it easier to go on. Okay, and then there we go. All right, that'll just make it easier because I also did not build this version with enough clearance for the little nuts that go around the inductive sensors. So it ends up it works, but it rubs and it's annoying. So now we just need to put this back in, which shouldn't take long. Where's my... What do I do with the... Is it here? This is it here. I did this underneath the rack because it sits in there, and I did it in there earlier, and oh my god, was that difficult, and that's going to be hard to get. It was so difficult to reach. And I had to do all of this blind because I couldn't get to the top of the printer because I was like, I'm not going to pull it out. I'll do it this way. This will be easy. But I just need this to work for one print. All I need. One print so I can get the ABS version printed and have that be until I get the aluminum version. Where's my little wrench here? Just next time at home, I need to get a smaller wrench. This one's pretty small, but I need like a 3-inch. This is a 6. That seems sturdy. Okay. So, what's the plan here? Just move all this away. To turn it on. And see how it goes. Yeah, this one's bent to hell too. Can see that. And it's funny because it's just this bottom part where the fan was sitting. I was kind of pulling it down. Ay vey. Oh, you can actually see the motor impression in the back of this as well. See where that has kind of melted the PLA? That's, yeah. Not good. Not good at all. But I just have to also confirm that the VREF is strong enough. I brought it down to 0.9. It was at 1.8. I don't know why it was so high, but I brought it down to 0.9. And I'm hoping that that will be enough to get one print out of this thing. One stinking print. So two things. One, you reconnect here. So you still hear me? Yeah, okay. I'll put the lid on because it is ABS. So we need the lid on. I have my charcoal filter already turned on, so that's good. I really do like the filter that's on this thing, man. I can't smell it at all when I print ABS in this printer. It just works so well. There it is. So, all right, we're going to preheat to, sorry, no, I want to preheat to ABS. And we're doing this right here. Actually, no, wait, cancel that. Yes, cancel that. Let's just reset the printer. I need to do the offset first. No, I don't want the Clippy log. So, preset ABS. So we just need to let this heat up. We'll leave the lid on for now to heat up faster. And then we need to redo the offset. And then once I redo the Z offset, then I can do the print. We start the print. So this will take about a minute to heat up, especially up to 110. Takes a hot second. Right. And then you guys saw I did the video for converting the Hypercube to the Legacy. Let me show you guys some of the prints coming off of the Metroplex FT5 now. I just finally did the SomaCube video, so that's why my desk is covered in this. But I gotta say, man, these prints came out just beautiful. Focus on my hand. There it is. Yeah, I mean, in the light you can see lines. You can't feel any of those. It is so nice and smooth. These came out really, really well. I'm very happy for these. And I started, so here is prints and all of the hardware that is not currently in the Hypercube that I'm going to need. So I've already modified the files to take a bigger fan. I started getting all of the longer bearings, integrated lead screw motors. I actually had 2 of these laying around. Actually, I have 4, but found 2 for this. I'm going to go with a new hot end, new throat, just make that fresh. SKR 1.3 with 2209 drivers, pulleys, and all kinds of stuff. And then I ordered the bearings and things. So the what are they, 965 or 695, the flange bearings that Volron likes to use. I only had 19. Oh, get out of there. And you need 24 for the build. So I ordered another pack of 50. I was missing a few of the M5. I think like M5 by 30. I only had 2 of those. And then there was a couple M3 by, I think, 16s. I was actually quite low on. So ordered those. Probe. I'm going to go with Clicky Probe because I'm going to use the, talk to Aaron about this in the Discord. I'm going to go with Clicky Probe just because I can't use the Omron or the probe that's supposed to go with the Legacy is an inductive probe. And I can't fit, well, I also can't use my other probe. And the on there right now is the TH3D proximity probe, which works with glass, with a coating on it, which Ultrabase does, or aluminum. But my small inductive probes don't work. So, and I did verify that the bed underneath the glass on the Ultrabase is aluminum, it's not steel. So I have to go with a mechanical style probe, and the Clicky Probe, it already is built for the Legacy, so that's what I'm going to go with. Okay, so I'm going to use my phone now. This is the one thing that is just awesome with the new update is the bed leveling deal for, not bed leveling, I'm sorry, the Z offset tool is awesome. So we're going to home everything, and then I'm going to run it on here so I can be at the printer while I'm doing the offset. You don't have to type anything anymore. You just hit buttons. It's awesome. I'll show you guys in a second. Okay, so we're doing probe underscore calibrate, send that. Okay. Oh, it even shows over here. So if I go to here, here it is. So all you do is click the buttons, and I get the same thing on my phone. So all you have to do is click the buttons, and it moves it for you. You used to have to actually type in commands and stuff like that, which were pretty crappy. It was a very manual process before, but it's less manual now, which I like. Where's my piece of paper? It's in the bottom of the printer. I can't reach that. Let me get another. I'll use this one. This is fine. So now, almost there. It feels pretty good like that. Feels pretty good like that. So we're going to accept that. See, it does it all right there. Then we can do accept. Oh, no, I don't do that. Hang on. Go down here, do save config. Send that. Printer's going to reboot. And then the offset is done. Eat that, Marlin. Like, nothing does it that fast. That was just too awesome. So now I'm going to hit print on this. And I'm going to put down, I want to put down a little bit more glue stick. I may have also ruined this bed sheet because I did not notice the sagging of the sensor, and it drug pretty good through the sheet when I was trying to adjust it. So I might have ruined this one side of it, but the other side is perfect. It's totally untouched, which is great. So we're just going to let that heat up, and we'll kind of go from there. I just have to make sure that it actually, He's going down well, so it's going to take another probably 2-3 minutes for the bed to heat up. Hour and 3-minute print, so not too bad. Hopefully I'll have that done tonight. Then I can just switch out the new part. I'm also assuming that the extruder is going to work, so I might need to turn that up. I'm hoping a lot of things work for this. Let's, I guess we'll kind of see what's happening here. But other than that, I do have here, so this is the mount I've made to be aluminum for that ABL probe. So just will go right on the back of the motor. This is the same height as what it currently is, so it's basically just coming down, however far that is. Roughly it's coming down about 18 millimeters from where the back of the motor is. Excuse me, and then gives that a good area. And then I did bring it out a little bit more. So again, this way the nuts that go on here have enough space to actually turn and be tightened well. Also gives me the ability to use those lock washers that come with it as well. And if I come over to here, I can open up the Voron Legacy. Can show you the parts that I've been working out on this to modify so far. Oh, and I did go ahead and buy power supply. I was going to reuse the power supply that was in there, but I decided to also convert. Okay, that's fine. Why are you unable to open? Not going to open. It's editable. Restart Fusion and try again. Okay, so let's close out of this and try to reopen it. See what happens here. My Fusion license also did finally expire, so I'm now on the free hobbyist version of Fusion because I did not feel like renewing it this year. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for a maker that makes. I mean, I don't even think I make. I guess I do. I barely make more than the subscription for Fusion is per year in YouTube. Like, I actually don't even know the last time I got a check from YouTube for AdSense. It's been a couple months. The threshold's $100, so if you don't have $100 in the account, they don't send it to you. So yeah, it's been a hot minute. Are we updating now? Like, what's going on here? All right, well, that tries to open. This is getting ready to move. So again, I'm just going to use my phone to jog it here. So it's doing Z-tilt adjusts first. Oh, I should probably move the filament. Oh, crap. It goes around this here. Stuck on that now. Like this. There we go. I can't use the mount for the extrusion anymore for my filament holder because of the way the rack is now. So I have to use that little acrylic Anycubic stand. Yeah, I can't open that. The Voron Legacy thing won't open. Cool, guys. Cool. Let that sit for a minute, I guess. It does a 5x5 grid, so it also takes a hot second for it to actually level the bed. Last point. Go up front. And now it's going to finish heating. It's going to finish heating the hot end now, at least. No, I don't want any of that. Okay. Please be on the money, as I just did the thing, and I'm hoping that the motor actually spits out filament. That is a very valid concern. Ouch. Oh, come on. There's a little bit of filament on the nozzle there. Oh man, that hurt. Got a piece of my flooring here that's... Ow, I cut my knee. Yes, I did. Piece of my flooring here, it's tore up while it's getting repaired. And I put my knee on that concrete under there, and that hurt. Jeez. Let's go up a little bit. Okay, that looks kosher. Oh, that looks good. Man, that hurt. It is extruding, so clearly 0.9 is way better than 1.8. How it got so high, I really don't know. Must have been a Marlin thing. Okay, can we do read only? Mark read only. Can I open it when it's read only? I wonder. I might need to contact Fusion if I can't get this thing to reopen, because I did not save off my other part. This is what I want. And it's still airing out. Okay, well, I was going to show you guys the stuff I worked on and that, but I can't. So be it. And I just realized while I was standing here, I ordered the wrong power supply, because the Anycubic Ultra Base is 12 volts. Because that's a 12 volt. Yeah, it's 12. It's not 24 volts. So I ordered a 24 volt power supply. I'll keep it as a spare. But yeah, I just now realized that. Let me just double check. See, this here, it says it's 12 or 24 volts. Does it say on it what it is? If it's dual voltage, I'll be shocked. I've never seen a dual voltage bed before. I want to take it off to look here. You go up there out of the way. this way. Do. Whoops. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Come on. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. So what does this say? Oh, okay. It's how you solder it. That's what it is. So pin 1 and 2 and 3 together make 12 volts. Pin 2 and 3 is 12 volts. So I have to desolder this and resolder it, and then I can use 24 volt. Okay, that's fine. Because I'm swapping out, I have 24 volt fans anyways, so that's fine. I'm swapping that out. So that works out well then. I've never had to do that, so that's going to be super duper sketch and interesting to do. So the positive is going to number 2, and the negative goes to 3, which right now 2 and 3 are together. Okay. All right, well that mystery is solved because I really just thought, crap, I ordered the wrong power supply for this printer and I'm not going to be able to I'm going to have to order a new power supply. So, I'm glad that that is figured out. How do we get in there? Can you just chill like that? That'd be great, thanks. I have no idea where those bed springs went. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Here we go. 4 bed springs. I can just put this back down here so it's out of my way. That's actually how those red beds used to be, is they have the different wiring diagrams on the bottom, whether you want to wire it for 12 volt or 24 volt. I guess I'm also used to, because you can't do that with the MK52 bed, which is what all of my custom printers use, except for Ultra Magnus. But yeah, all of the custom ones all use the MK52 bed so that I can use the same flex sheet on all the printers. Because having, 7 printers with 7 different beds and 7 different build surfaces, it's not economical, where I have well over a dozen of these different sheets that I can just throw into any printer and call it a day. Well, when this print's done, I'm going to feel that motor and see if it's still getting like crazy hot. But at least the ABS print is working, which is what I was really worried about. I guess something I do need to do is I need to try to recover these my magnets out of this project here. I have no idea how I'm going to do that. Like with ease at least. These are the Soma cubes that I put the wrong I was using the wrong batteries. But if you hit them, you crack the neodymiums. So it's hard to tell like what tool to use because they're all friction fit. Every one of these are friction fit. I could try heating it, I guess. That's an option, right? Heating these up, or trying to just really, really break them. And because this one I already chipped. Right there. I already chipped that one, trying to get it out with one of these picks being too close to it. When you design a good friction fit and then you got to take something out, it sucks. But I might try that. Might try the heat gun on this. I don't do that on stream though, because that's going to be annoying for any headphone users out there listening to, or someone that watches this back later. That in your face noise. But if I do that, I can use a strong magnet. I've got some huge strong magnets. Use a glove, hold that, heat this up, and then see if I can pull it out then. I think that'll be worth a shot later tonight. I think that will definitely be worth a shot. Okay. So did a couple things. I did a bunch of stuff on my to-do list, but not all of them. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna grab a magnet down. Wanted to test something that I've been working on, and I need a magnet for it. See if this fits or not. It does not. Oh wait, I need to use the bigger magnets. Which do I have? Oh, these are them. I have an assortment of neodymiums, which are great to have, but you kind of forget which ones you're designing for, honestly. Yeah, this was one here. So I'm doing a build, and I need to sink in a bunch of these magnets. Oh, I wasn't talking to you, but thank you. But this is the same shtick though, as I got to get these all embedded. And thankfully for this project, I can use regular old round neodymiums. I don't need to have any type of special ones like I needed for the Soma Cube. So, okay, at least I know that will pretty much fit. I have to finish modeling a few of the other parts, I think. Just gonna glue this next one together, make sure that it all fits well, and then can call it a day. Since I recorded my video, I can throw all of these away. I kept the protopasta bags so I remember what their colors are. But now I just have a bunch of small segments, which I will probably end up using the palette. I have my 2S Pro palette here, or 2S palette, to join all these together and just have a multicolored, basically a rainbow of protopasta filament. And I've got a couple spools here that I've not used yet. But that might end up being a good exercise to use the palette. I haven't used the palette in a long time. I'm still waiting for the power supply for the Mark III. So once I get that replaced, then I can start using the palette again, because I only really use that with my Mark III's. There's no reason to use it with any other printer, honestly. I don't need to order that. I can put that down now. But at least for the, let me see if I pull up Excel here. Just, here it is. So here's the BOM list I have. So the couple things that I needed to order. So again, there's a couple different bolt sizes I needed to order. The F695 bearings, yeah. So I had 19, I had to order a couple more. I have all the linear shafts ready to go. I just have to cut those down. Same thing with all of my extrusion here. Just need to cut these. Hello from South Korea. Hello, hello to you. Nadab, how you doing? But yeah, so I did remodel. I wish, why is this not working? It's really bugging me that this file's not opening now. Because I do not want to recreate those things that I made. I do need to restart my computer anyways. An update is here, so I need to restart it, but maybe restarting Fusion again might finally get it. Yeah, see? Let's just close this again. I'll let it sit a minute. But yeah, so instead of using the 6060 fan on the back of the enclosure, I have I still have one more industrial Noctua that I'm actually using, 2 of them in the BLV. So I'm using one for that. And then, yeah, I'm using the clicky probe, which I've already ordered the parts for that. Yeah, so all in all, pretty easy. Have most of the stuff that I don't have. And again, these are all missing like a few of these different bolts and stuff like that. And I'm just not sure. So it also gives me a chance to stock up my supplies so that I have more. I try to stay really organized with all of the things that I have. Especially with all of the nuts and bolts and that you need to build 3D printers and to do work on equipment. So being able to keep track of all of that is pretty critical. Put this fan away, maybe. Will you fit in here? Yeah. These fans here. Yeah, the only thing that's going to be 12 volts on the Legacy is going to be that industrial fan, and I will actually I'll just use a little buck voltage converter to drop that down from 24 to 12, and that's more than enough for that fan. Sorry, I tried to cover the mic. Sorry. I had these hanging up here somewhere. Where would I have them hanging at? There's no open spot for them, so I clearly put them somewhere. Wasn't there. Wasn't on my string. I don't know. I used to have these hanging up on the wall somewhere, and now I have no idea where I used to have them hanging at. Because I've had these down for such a while now. I need to get another peg, I guess, and peg it up here somewhere. All right, this is still cooking with gas here. So that's a good sign. I guess I can take this one apart now. This definitely don't need a part cooling fan and a printer that is only going to be for ABS. Which kind of kills me because I don't print ABS all that often. But when I need to, it's been tough in the little past while as I've not been using the FT5 because I just don't want to get like a box or something. So I'll save the files and I'll save this guy, my part cooling fan. But yeah, I mean, this is pretty doggone bent up here. Come on out. There we go. Oh, that's stuck on there now. Jeez Louise, man, come on. I have this, the nut stuck on this thing. There we go. Man. Well, but that's it for that one. Go put all these away. Come on. Bolts. I guess I do need to spend an evening soon as well to, I need to clean up my drawers here. So when I take things apart, I normally just throw them in those drawers there, and then later I will come back and sort them into my nut and bolt catalog. And that way, if I need a certain size, I don't have to dig through the drawer. I can just pluck out the exact size that I need. 70% print this last year is ABS. The 41204 made me lazy. I literally hardly ever print in ABS. It's not a useful material to me. Anything that I do is usually good enough in PLA or PETG. I would say PETG is the bulk of what I print with. Also, simply for the fact that, I mean, most of the things that I'm printing is other printers, and I don't use ABS for that because I don't enclose any of the printers. And if you have an enclosed printer, then absolutely, yes, you should have things in ABS, like this fan shroud that I'm trying to reprint. But that being said, all of my non-enclosed printers are all either PLA or PETG. I think every single one of them is PETG. Yeah, now they're even carbon fiber. Because I printed both Nemesis up here. This is a Bear 2.0, and Hound, which is printing right now, this is a Bear 2.1, are both out of this atomic filament carbon fiber PETG, right? Yep. Carbon fiber PETG is what those are printed in. I can put, actually, these spools need to get put away. Need to put some filament away. I have too many spools sitting out right now. So yeah, those are really easy to, it was really easy to print with that stuff. But everything else is Ziltech PETG. No, actually, Fastlane right here. My Prusa clone is Protopasta, their cherry red or whatever it is, HT-PLA. So that is a PLA printer. But then, yeah, PETG. Yeah, all the other ones are PETG. And there's hardly any 3D printed parts on the FT5, now known as Metroplex, sorry. He is, I'm trying to think what's all on here. So the carbon filter that's up here is something, I think this is a PLA or PETG that it came from the guys that sent me the enclosure. But the fan, what's going to be the probe mount is very soon going to be aluminum. So yeah, there's no other 3D printed parts in there because I took out it's the bed probe. So there used to be some 3D printed mounts for the end stops because I did dual Z with the end stops in order to keep that perpendicular, or parallel, I should say, to keep it parallel with the gantry. But that was before when I did that. That was a long time ago. Dustin Corbin, he's the one that did the video on that, and very old video. He doesn't do 3D printing anymore, but to do the dual Z worked out well. I used to have dual Y on that printer, but then I figured that was kind of pointless. The dual Z made more sense to always have a constant homing and never have that one side coming up higher. And that was better than doing the combined Z, where on a lot of these big printers, you'll have your two independent Z motors, and then you'll have a big belt in like a triangle, so a single motor tied to those other two ones. And you lose all of your flexibility of having independent Z when you tie them both together. That's very like i3 style, you know, like cheap i3 style, like the Enders and stuff like that. Either have a single Z or they have dual, but then they have a pulley that goes across the top, and they don't use a probe, so they don't do any type of Z adjustment, anything like that. Where all of the printers except for Nemesis, or no, who? So Hound can't do it because he's running a NZ board, and the Prusa printers and my Prusa clone are running NZ boards. So they don't have independent Z because those boards, the NZ board only has 4 drivers. So your X, Y extruder and 2 Z on one driver, where the 5 drivers are all the SKR boards. I have Z adjust every time it prints. It readjusts, make sure that that head is exactly, or that it's the same level on both of those motors, and then it goes ahead and does the Z probe for the auto bed leveling portion of it. I would say I'm actually a little bit impressed at how fast I can print ABS. Honestly, I did not think I could print ABS this fast, but it goes down really good. And I swear, if this turns me into an ABS person, I'm gonna kill myself. But like, it just like, I like being able to print on open air with everything else and not really worry about it. But then this thing just thrown down ABS like it's nothing. It's also really cheap. ABS is really cheap, especially through Ziltech. I think after my affiliate discount, it was like $10 a roll. I think $10 a roll. And I like Ziltech filament. It works out well for me, so I like to use it. Yeah, that works out well. Oh, I need to close this up. Or no, I'm gonna give these to Chloe. I'm so happy now that this video is complete. I just have to take the thumbnail picture and I think a little bit of B-roll, and that SomaCube video is going to be done. So I might try to take that B-roll tonight after this live stream, which is going to end soon, and then edit that maybe tomorrow night or something. House of Dragon's over, so the wife and I don't have anything to watch, which sucks. Did enjoy that show. Theodore, how you doing? Hey, I mean, it's you got to be careful with it because it is toxic. So, but because this is a 99.5% enclosed printer, using the charcoal filter on it as an extractor, as heat rises and it goes out the little box right there is where it pulls it out. It pulls out all of it. I can't smell it whatsoever, which is great. But but what I did before when I needed to print ABS, before I had that enclosure, is I would start the print in like my office room and then leave, close the door and leave a window open if I could or something like that, but leave the room while it printed the ABS. But with this, it's great. It's fully enclosed. It's great. But yeah, you just gotta be careful when you print ABS because of the toxic fumes. And you'll know it when you smell it. I'll tell you that right now. First time I printed, I was like, whoa, what is that? Like I didn't fully understand ABS in the beginning. And yeah, was rudely awakened by the smell of it. It's also very, very lightweight material. Printing the same the same properties in PETG and the same properties in ABS. ABS is way lighter. And that is a bit shocking to me. I guess I didn't realize, I didn't look at like the properties of it. Oh, you're still working on the WeDo. Yeah. Oh, Halloween's a bust. That sucks, man. Yeah, when you have one printer, it does make it really tough. You have to start really early. If you want to do costumes with a 3D printer, you have to start months in advance to really get it going because you have to plan for, I need more filament, the printer breaks down, the prep work that it takes after you 3D print something. I really want to print a helmet soon. I really do. I've done masks before, you know, like I still need to hang this. I still have not hung this since I moved, but like my BioShock splicer mask, I love this thing. It was a ton of fun to make and finish. I've been debating on printing it again and finishing it again without the lines because I didn't really sand it. You can still see all the lines in the front here. I did a very poor job and it was way too what's the word? Impatient. So, but yeah, I never actually added a strap to it. This was actually it's just a hanging piece to put up in the office. It's just really cool. Same thing with the Casey Jones mask. I have that around here somewhere. Here it is. So my Casey Jones mask, which this is supposed to be worn. It has all the straps in there. And I even designed a back piece so to use elastic to put it on. But yeah, I just never ended up doing that, but they look pretty good. This is the first time I ever did a dirty wash, in order to really darken it up. And again, didn't finish it at all, and the printer was not the best. I can't remember what printer I used for this. But again, something I'm kind of debating on trying again. I do have some white ABS coming and maybe try that and try sanding it out, seeing. But this is the distressed version of this mask, where they do have a clean version as well. Or a Mando helmet in one piece. Nice. That I haven't used the WeDo in a couple months actually because I haven't needed to print anything dual color. But it's way up top now. Made a turtle shell. Oh, cool. I've seen the easiest thing I've seen to make a turtle shell is using these mats that I have. So I've got some here because see, my floor is busted right there. I'm waiting for it to get fixed. But the wood had buckled at some point. I don't know what happened. Some moisture got under there somehow. But using these foam mats, it's actually really easy to make a big prop like that because number one, it gets big and heavy. But two, it's just quick and easy to work with. You just need basically a soldering iron and a knife. Soldering iron is just to make the designs in it, but just using a knife to cut it down ends up being a little bit quicker. More efficient. I shouldn't say quicker. It's more efficient use of time to do stuff like that. Forgot, I need to finish this as well. This was my attempts. I think I used super glue on this. I might need to recut this. Yeah, this was old super glue I used on this. It wasn't old at the time, but this is the back filament hatch, I'll call it, for the BLV. There's the magnet. Now I just need to get the rest of this super glue off. I did cut this with a laser cutter, which I really shouldn't have, but I made sure to do it in a room where I was not once I knew that it was good. It only took a couple minutes, but I started it and then left the room, put on some crazy ventilation in the room, and then came back like 3 minutes later once it had finished. Because it's this material that you're not supposed to really cut with a it's a material that you're not supposed to cut with a laser. You're not supposed to melt it. It's like a PVC type of stuff. Oh, excuse me. So, hey, Aaron. The plastic Amazon will last the afternoon. Yeah, I can see that. But being that it's out of the foam, that makes it more durable because you can drop it, nothing will happen to it. So, that something to do. I'm doing all right, Aaron. I got the ABS part printing on here now. Finally, got the motor tuned. I don't see much sag, if any at all, right now on that PLA print. But regardless, it'll be ABS here tomorrow probably. I don't think I'll replace it tonight. Or I maybe might tonight, just so I can get the printer back in its hole. But the extruder seems to be holding up at a lower VREF, which is great. I was a little worried about that. But we'll see once it comes off to confirm that everything looks good. Oh. So things are going well. It's we're getting there. I've got some more cleanup in the office to do. I did have the bench clear yesterday, but it's not clear anymore. And I got to get rid of that JG Aurora printer. So yeah. Well, I think that's going to be it for me tonight. I'm going to go ahead and sign off, work some other stuff again, get the B-roll done for the Soma Cube video, try to get that posted here next week. I want to hopefully film the breakdown one evening this week, the breakdown of the Hypercube, which is now on the floor, but the breakdown of the Hypercube and building the frame. But I'm waiting for the M6 bolts to get here and for me to make sure that they fit and work out well, because this Ziltech extrusion uses an M6. So I'm going to see if that works. And if it doesn't, then I need to buy new extrusion. Or Aaron had showed me some adapters. Basically, you drill M6, you put this adapter in, and it adapts it for like a 4 or 5. So I don't know which route I'm going to go, but I want to see if I can just use some native M6 button head bolts to do the blind joints, because the aluminum cubes for 2020 extrusion are like, I don't know, $2 or $3 a piece. I'm not spending all that money. I mean, I need 8 for it. Well, that's 20 some bucks right there gone, and that's money I don't want to have to spend. So I really want to go the blind joint route and see how that treats me, I guess. I think I do have Loctite. I think I do have Loctite for that. So it won't come loose, which will be great. But yeah, so I'm going to call it there. Thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. I'll be back potentially next weekend. Yes, I will be here next weekend. The weekend after that, I'm camping. But next weekend, I will be back with working on something. Who knows what it's going to be? I don't even know what it'll be. Maybe it'll be something with taking apart the Hypercube or working on some random design project. I don't know. But I also need to try to get Fusion working for me again here. So that's going to be what I'm doing tonight. So thank you all for joining in. If you guys want to talk with me or anybody on the team, there is a link for Discord down below. It is updated. Someone asked me for an updated link. I made sure that it is still an active link, so it's down there. If you want to support the channel, Patreon, use any of the affiliate links down there, go ahead and check those out down below. Use those. I thank you very much for doing that, because that's how I fund all the things that I do here on the channel. So thank you all for joining in. Happy printing, and I'll see y'all next time.